Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving deep today into a novel that, well, really struck a chord globally. You might know it from its Turkish translation, Geçiarisi Kütüphanesi.
That's right. We're talking about Matt Haig's The Midnight Library. An international phenomenon, really.
Absolutely. And our mission today isn't just, a plot summary. We want to dig into the core philosophical idea here. What's it telling us about regret, choices, maybe even parallel universes?
And about appreciating the life we actually have, maybe. It's a fantastic book for that. And Haig himself, he's known for this, right?
Yeah, his background is interesting. Books like Reasons to Stay Alive.
Yeah.
He brings a lot of personal depth, often around mental health, into his fiction.
Exactly. And winning awards like the Blue Peter Book Award just shows how well he connects, even with huge existential themes. He makes it relatable through one character, Nora Seed.
So he grounds these big ideas.
Yep.
And the setting, this library,
Okay.
it taps into something universal, doesn't it? What's the central idea, the conceit driving it all?
Oh, it's brilliant. It tackles that universal what if
Yeah.
we all grapple with. So this library, it exists in this kind of limbo between life and death.
Okay.
And Nora meets Bayan Elm, the librarian, who looks just like her old school librarian, which is a nice touch. And Bayan Elm explains, these shelves just go on forever. Every single book holds a life Nora could have lived if she'd made just one tiny decision differently somewhere along the line.
Wow. So the ultimate do-over machine.
Pretty much. It really speaks to that Sylvia Plath idea, wanting to try every shade of possible experience.
But to even get there, to this library of potential, Nora's starting point in her original life, it's pretty bleak, right? She has to be completely at the end of her rope.
Absolutely rock bottom. I mean, she's clinically depressed, taking sertraline. She's just lost her job at the music shop. Tiresi, it's called.
Right.
And then the final straw, her cat, Voltaire, dies. It's that small personal tragedy that just tips her over the edge.
So she arrives in the library, and the first thing she sees is basically her pain made physical. The Pichmanlıklar Kitabı.
The Book of Regrets, yeah. It's this huge, heavy volume listing every single thing she wishes she'd done differently.
And that list, that's her itinerary for this whole multiversal trip.
Essentially, yes. It becomes the roadmap.
Yeah.
And the regrets range from the deeply personal, like not telling her dad she loved him before he died, to, lost potential, quitting her band, labyrinths. Apparently they could have been massive, like today's Coldplay potential, the book hints.
Right. And then the big relationship ones, like canceling her wedding to Dan.
Yeah, and also those roads not taken intellectually. She regretted not becoming a glaciologist or geologist, something she was passionate about. Instead, she studied philosophy and kind of used it to justify not acting.
That's interesting, the philosophy making her passive.
It seems like it. A lot of her choices or non-choices seem driven by fear. Fear of commitment, fear of turning into her mother.
Which led to canceling the wedding with Dan just 2 days before. It wasn't just about him, was it?
No, it was more about fearing the life she felt trapped in. But the guilt piled on later, didn't it? When he sent those messages, drunk, saying his life was complete chaos because of her, she really took that on.
So, okay, she's got the library, she's got the regrets. First stop, testing those what-ifs about big achievement. The Olympic swimmer life comes up first, right?
Yep. And talk about achievement. 2-time Olympian, gold in the 800 meters, silver in the 400, even held a world record for a bit. This is the life where she absolutely nailed her father's expectations.
Sounds pretty amazing on the surface. Gold medals, global recognition.
But the cost was huge. She hated the public speaking. The pressure was immense. She retired really early, like 28.
But wouldn't that success, that validation, make it worthwhile? Peak physical achievement? Why was it still empty?
Well, Haig seems to suggest that when achievement is just about pleasing someone else, like her father, it doesn't satisfy you. And in this timeline, her family life was fractured too. Her mom died earlier. Her dad left her mom for another swimmer's mother, Nadia.
Ouch. So the drive for glory actually broke things apart.
Seems like it. It was her dad's dream, not truly hers. Once achieved, it felt hollow. Destroyed her own emotional well-being, really.
Okay, so external achievement driven by pressure, fail.
Yeah.
What about creative achievement? Fame. The rock star life with labyrinths. Playing stadiums in Brazil.
Global fame, global problems. That ex-fiancé, Dan. In this life, he turns abusive. She needs a restraining order.
Wow.
Her manager rips her off. The media is relentless. And the impact on her brother, Joe. In her main life, he's struggling, but he's there, supportive. In this rock star life, his connection to her fame puts him at risk. There's this constant fear of overdoses.
So fame didn't fix anything. It just made the problems bigger and more public.
Exactly. New kinds of vulnerabilities. So achievement and fame didn't work out. She pivots. Tries lives focused on connection, specifically with Dan.
Right, the pub owner life.
Yeah.
His dream, the 3 horseshoes in Oxfordshire, the simple life she thought she missed out on.
And it looks picturesque, but then she sees Dan's, well, his subtle cruelty, little digs about her interests, her past, and then the cheating, which he tries to downplay. One silly mistake, okay, too. It just shows the reality beneath the fantasy.
So the idealized misconnection, it probably would have soured anyway. Is that the idea?
I think that's part of it. Relationships are built daily, not just on the initial what if. We see it in with Eduardo, right? The winery owner life in California.
Yeah, Santa Cruz Mountains, Buena Vista Winery. Looks successful, calm. They have a son.
But Nora notes they have the silence of not having to talk.
Implying
Yeah.
what? No real connection?
Yeah, deep emotional distance. They've built a life, success, stability, but the soul connection isn't there. She can be partnered, successful, and still feel totally alone.
Okay, so the ultimate test then seems to be that lecturer life. She's doing well academically, writing about Thoreau, married to Ash, a surgeon. They have a daughter, Molly. No depression, supportive partner. Objectively good.
And this one is almost the hardest blow for her, I think, because on paper, it is perfect. Ash is great, Molly's lovely, but she still feels like an imposter.
Still disconnected.
Yeah.
Even in the good life.
Yeah. It proves that just having the right external setup, stability, love, achievement isn't enough if you don't feel authentic in it, if it wasn't her path chosen by her.
So where does she go from there? The philosophical extremes you mentioned. The glaciologist life in Svalbard sounds intense.
Oh, totally intense. Highest stakes possible. Working in the Arctic, seeing climate change firsthand, Svalbard warming twice as fast as everywhere else. Cold, dangerous.
And the polar bear.
Exactly. That moment is key. Nora, who was ready to die just days before, finds herself fighting for her life with a pan and a ladle. That raw, desperate will to live, it shocks her. It proves the spark is still there, buried under everything.
And it's there she meets Hugo, the other in-betweener.
Yes, and he's the one who gives her the framework, the science bit. He explains the many worlds interpretation, the MWI of quantum physics.
Schrodinger's cat territory.
Precisely. The cat's alive and dead until you look. Hugo suggests that every decision, every tiny quantum event splits reality. So all those parallel universes, the rock star, the swimmer, the glaciologist, they're all real, all happening simultaneously.
That's mind-bending. So potentially infinite Nora is living out every possibility.
That's the implication. And that realization is kind of liberating for her in a way. She doesn't need to find the one perfect life because, in a sense, they all exist. The real task isn't finding a better reality, it's choosing to fully live the one she's in.
Okay, so let's pull it together. After trying all these lives, what's the big takeaway? The core philosophy she lands on?
The main thing is that the easy life is a myth. Every single life she tried, even the seemingly successful ones, had its own unique set of struggles, pain, disappointment. Whether it was Olympic glory or running an animal shelter quietly with Dylan.
No escaping difficulty.
None. She realizes the problem wasn't really her choices, it was regret itself. Constantly looking back at what could have been just poisoned the present.
And understanding that, that's what allows her to go back.
Yes. It gives her the strength to choose her original life. She survives her overdose attempt and returns. Not because her root life is suddenly perfect, but because she's decided to own it, flaws and all.
And her actions when she gets back show this shift, right?
Absolutely. It's immediate. She starts noticing things she ignored before, like the beauty in ordinary trees, traffic, the exquisite tone of purple in her neighbor's irises. She's actually present in her world.
Seeing instead of escaping. And she starts fixing things, reconnecting.
Yeah, she talks properly with her brother Joe, who opens up about his own issues. They connect more deeply. She finds out her friend Izzy, who she thought was gone forever in Australia, is actually planning to come back. The narrative of tragedy she'd built wasn't entirely true.
And she helps someone else, Leo, the piano student.
Yes, that's huge. She sees him shoplifting, carrying a knife, and she intervenes. She uses her presence, her renewed sense of self to help him. It's like she's actively reversing a past regret about canceling his lessons, choosing connection and action over despair.
And then she posts that message online. A thing I learned, written by a nobody who has been everybody. That title says it all.
It really does. After being everyone, her big insight boils down to something quite simple. Love and laughter, fear and pain are the great currencies. Life isn't about avoiding regrets or hitting
It's
milestones.
about the richness of the experience itself, even the tough stuff.
Exactly. Feeling it all.
So what does this all mean for us listening? The takeaway from the Midnight Library seems to be, you don't have to live every life to be whole. That potential is already inside you.
Right. And happiness isn't some destination you arrive at. It's more of an active choice, moment by moment, within the life you've got.
A call to be present then. Radically present.
I think so. Stop fighting the reality you're in and start working with it. You know, water the grass you have, even if it's a bit weedy. Or occasionally has polar bears.
Okay, here's a final thought then. If many worlds is true, if there really are infinite versions of you living out every possible outcome, the billionaire, the hermit, the perfectly happy baker, what does that mean for this version, the one listening right now? What's our responsibility to this specific self, the one experiencing this moment?
That's the question, isn't it? It pulls the focus right back from what could have been to what can I be right now.
A powerful thought to leave with. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into choice, regret, and maybe finding the infinite in the everyday. So what does this all mean? We'll let you decide.